Hi guys, Aisazia here, and today we're going to talk about watercolor palettes. I wanted to apologize ahead of time for the difference in video quality and for the audio. I think you'll hear a lot of bird noises in the background. I want to apologize for any bumpiness in the video. I have it on this one stand and it shakes for a little bit after I press the start button, so one day I will get a better setup, but for now this is what I'm using. I thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about my main watercolor palette journey, one that's kind of like a catch-all for anything I wanted to paint. So I thought I'd show you what I started out with and where I'm currently at. I feel like this will be an ongoing process, so I wanted to share this with you guys in case you were interested, or maybe you want to create your own main watercolor palette. So I just wanted to also mention that everything that I've shown here is something I bought with my own money, so I was not sponsored or anything for these watercolor palettes. This is my first watercolor palette. It's plastic, made by Magello. Let's do a little flip through here. It's made in Korea. It's 18 wells. And then I put some washi tape here to help me discern my other watercolor palettes, which I will talk about later. But this is my main watercolor palette for now. And as you can see, it has 18 wells and 2 big mixing wells, and then this plastic top that comes off. I don't actually take this out to mix, but I will talk about the paints later, but I just want to talk about the palette in general. But I actually like it. I don't know if you can tell here, but these wells are actually slanted. And I actually found I really enjoy that. One thing about plastic palettes is that they bead up, and some people don't like that, but it also happens with metal palettes. After a while, there are some solutions that can fix that. You can either just keep painting, or I've seen people use toothpaste to help prevent the beading and other solutions. I just paint till it stops beading, so it hasn't really bothered me too much. But then again, I'm still a hobbyist watercolor painter. You can see all the dabs of paint I have, but I'll talk about that in another video. So these are my metal palettes. I actually got the Sennelier first, and then I got the Schmincke next. I got it because I really liked the colors of the watercolor, so it was hard to resist. This is a limited edition, so I don't think this is available anymore. If it is, it's probably really expensive. But I did find I do like the matte version of this tin better, but I do still like the colorful cover of it. Okay, let's take a look inside. Right now I kind of use it as storage for my paints. Ignore the mess. Obviously I've been trying to use them. So you can see it technically holds 24 pans, or half pans, and I squeezed more in the middle here. Some of this paint, it actually belongs to a different tin, but I can explain that a little bit later, but I just have been storing it here instead. And I had hoped that I could fit another row of middle half pans, but in my Schmincke palette, but that was not possible. So here you can see I got full pans here. I was hoping I could fit more in here, but I did not know that it would not fit, so that was a little frustrating. And then this is the paint that it came with the tin. these are still really nice tins. I just kind of had hoped that I could store more paint in there. Alright, and then I'll move on to my other tin. So these are my Jane Davenport tins, watercolor tins I got from Michael's with a coupon. And I really kind of wanted to try these half size tins since they're a little bit more travel friendly. And here you can see I actually took the paints that were in here and put it into my larger tins. So that's what I meant when I used it as storage. Here you can see I still have the paints that it came in with in here. These two were not part of the set, but ignore the little paper here. It kind of got stuck from this. So, whoops. These are actually really nice tins. I really liked how they're different colors. Like, I really like the shiny metallic gold here, and then like this pastel mint green. Those are very nice. But the good thing about these are that you can fit more half pans or full pans in the middle, which I really like and enjoyed. I also want to mention that these metal palettes still bead up with the paint, but again, it doesn't really actually bother me that much. And so I just deal with it. Yeah, I know, great advice. So I know that there are porcelain palettes. I don't own one. I thought about purchasing one, but honestly I don't have the space and I don't technically need it. I know people can use like dinnerware plates or other porcelain made items. So I figured I can keep using my metal or my plastic palettes because it helps prevent dust from collecting it onto the paints, and I feel like that's one of the downsides about porcelain palettes, unless it has a cover, which I feel like they're kind of large and most don't have covers. I could be wrong, so I haven't done enough research on that, but I just wanted to share with you what I actually own and have. So I've ultimately narrowed down my two main watercolor palettes to be these two. This one as a more studio palette, maybe even travel, like for short distance. And then this one as a more travel friendly version of this main watercolor palette. Alright, let me talk about this plastic one first. So the reason why I chose this watercolor palette is because of the slanted wells, so it won't damage my brushes, and the large mixing space. I actually quite liked that. The beading didn't really bother me, and then after a while it stopped beading. It does stain, but I think if you use like a white eraser, it helps remove the stain, so that doesn't actually bother me. Another thing is that this is really lightweight. It's actually lighter than one of these metal palettes that are filled. And I feel like that was something that was a huge bonus for me because I didn't realize that there would be like a huge weight difference, but there is. I don't have a scale that measures it, but you'll just have to trust me. If weight isn't an issue for you, then you'll probably be fine with these or the larger palettes. But I felt like this was way too heavy for me to carry around. And I don't think I really need that many watercolor paints when I paint, so 18 wells is probably more than enough for me. And so my goal is to fill these up with paints that I'm going to use to paint anything for studio version. And then the reason this is empty is so that when I do figure out which paints I want to use, I'll fill these up with the paints that I use the most, and then take this with me if I need to go travel. These also stain as well. Probably not as much as the plastic palettes, but it still beads up until you use it more, but again, that doesn't really bother me. I wanted to also apologize for the abruptness of the last clip. I realized I wanted to break out the videos in a separate way than how I had recorded it, so I wanted to end it there and then talk about paint in another video. So that's the reason why that one clip was cut abruptly. So hopefully it was still helpful for you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'd appreciate any feedback you guys might have. Thanks.